Hello, amazing souls. I'm Marianne Gilson with Spirit Team Marianne. I'm a psychic medium, a spiritual guidance coach, as well as a soul progression guidance coach. I teach online classes for building and enhancing your amazing abilities that we use every day, unbeknownst to us, as well as learning about ourselves, our soul, and how that works on the physical plane as well as the spiritual plane. This video is about the clairs, our wonderful sixth senses. We use them every day, mostly unbeknownst to us. You were usually unaware that we're using them, but we use them every day in our daily lives. So I'm going to teach you some exercises that you can do to build and enhance those amazing senses we already have and just make them that much more better, vibrant, heightened. The senses. So let's talk about the senses real quick. What are they? So we have 6 of them. We have Claircognizance, we have Clairalience, Clairgustance, Clairvoyance, Clairaudience, and Clairsentience. Before we go any further, I want to mention that one of the key things, and it's actually probably the key thing that we should do to enhance and build our amazing senses, is meditation. Why meditation? So meditation helps us to kind of calm us down and clear our minds, clear every junk out of us. It's just relaxing. So meditation is key to building and enhancing these amazing senses that we already have. It's important because it not only connects you, yourself, but your soul and your amazing energy. It raises your vibration and it just heightens all of your senses. It also expands your energy field. It teaches us to distinguish between ourselves, our energy force, and outside energy forces, between ourselves and the outside energy forces, how to distinguish between the two. So the first clair that I want to touch on is claircognizance. And what is claircognizance? Claircognizance is clear knowing. It is knowing something, but you don't know how you know it. You just know. Clear knowing, claircognizance. For example, and this is my example, when I was very, very young, oh gosh, probably, I don't know, 2, probably younger, I've always known that angels, and I used to tell everybody all the time, angels don't have wings. They're just beautiful light, beautiful light. They're light people, light beings. I don't know how I knew that. I just knew. I just knew angels didn't have wings. They aren't people. They are amazingly brilliant white light beings. Beautiful white light beings. So that is something that I just knew. I don't know how I know, but I know. Claircognizance. And you have that as well. And if you just think about it, sit back and think about it, I'm sure you will come up with something that you just knew. You didn't know how you knew it, but you knew. That's claircognizance. So we use all of our amazing abilities in 2 forms, objective and subjective. And what does that mean? Objective is in the physical hearing, the physical tasting, the physical smelling, the physical seeing, the physical hearing, and the feeling. Anyway, I did say here twice, and I know that. But at any rate, this is, as you can tell, this is a very relaxed thing because, we don't need to be stressed out over learning and enhancing our amazing abilities. So, the objective is in the physical, subjective is in the mind. It is in the mind. So the clairvoyance in the mind, the clairaudience in the mind, the clairsentience, we use that. You can have that in the mind, but, we also feel it. So we're going to touch on all of that. We're going to touch on all of that. Right now, we are going to talk about clairsentience. So clear feeling. Clairsentience is clear feeling. And we all have this. We all have this thing that everybody says is empathic. I'm an empath. I'm an empath. Well, yes, we are all empathic. So clear feeling is feeling on a much different level. Much different. So we can feel things in our mind, for example. So for example, if I'm talking to spirit and they come in and they have a broken arm, and it's like, oh my goodness, my arm hurts. I mean, is my arm really broken? Well, no, but I can feel that. I can feel that pain. It's like, oh, wow. But where is that feeling? Well, they're giving it to me in my mind. They're giving it to me in my mind. Now, if, I physically broke my arm, oh my goodness, I would physically feel that. And, oh, holy cow, broken arm. So we can feel in our mind. So that's a form of that's clairsentience. It's a form of clear feeling. Now, spirit may also come in, and again, we use this stuff in our daily lives. And you know what? So I'm going to give you this scenario. So you walk up to somebody, that and you're chit-chatting, and you're like, oh gosh, my stomach just doesn't feel really well. All of a sudden your stomach doesn't feel well, and you kind of physically feel that, and you're like, oh, and so you say to this person that you go, all of a sudden, I'm having some stomach issues. It's like, holy cow, it just sort of kind of hit me. And they say to you, oh my goodness, yeah, I've got some stomach issues going on. Clairsentience in the physical. So you physically felt that. But it wasn't your energy. Again, distinguishing between our energy and outside force energy. So you see how that works in our daily lives, where you can pick up on someone's pain, someone's issues in the physical world. And then again, if you're doing mediumship, picking up their issues and things that they're trying to tell you with that broken arm, where it's not physical, but it's in your mind. I hope that makes sense to you. So I'm going to give you an exercise. Actually, I'll give you a few exercises that you can do in real life, of course, out and about, to kind of hone your clairsentience, your clear feeling. So the first exercise that I would like to give to you is go to the grocery store. It doesn't have to be a grocery store. It could be any store where you're standing in line. You're standing in line, ready to check out, and you see the person in front of you. And, you're minding your own business and doing your thing. But I want you to be aware of things around you. We all have this sort of personal space, our energy field. So just kind of pay attention to your energy field. You've got this person in front of you, and you're just kind of standing there minding your own business, and then all of a sudden it kind of feels like maybe there's somebody standing behind you. Well, don't look. I want you to just feel into that energy. Is there really someone standing behind you? And what do they feel like? What does that energy feel like? For example, male or female, tall or short, that sort of thing. And then you can kind of turn around, say hello to them and see if you're right. But clairsentience, we have that amazing energy field. Anything that breaks our energy field, our personal space, we are going to feel. You ever get that sensation that, somebody's staring at you? Clairsentience. So here's another exercise. And this can be done with objects as well as people. And it's, how do they make you feel? So for example, if you pick up something, just pick up this pen. Pick up this pen. How does it make you feel? What's the energy on this? That also comes into psychometry, which is a whole nother topic. But energy is attached to everything. Everything has energy. People. So when you come into contact with somebody, how do they make you feel? Here's another exercise. You are invited to a party, or you're going out to dinner, or whatever, and you're going with a group of people, and you walk into a room, and what's the immediate reaction that your body has? What's the immediate reaction that you get? Is it a happy, upbeat place, or is it kind of depressing? Because we can feel that. We feel that. People, when we meet people, sometimes you get a good vibe off of them. Sometimes you get a bad vibe off of them. That's clairsentience, that gut feeling. And it's like, gosh, maybe something's just, I don't know, something's not quite right with this person, maybe they're having some issues or whatever, but, from right now, this just isn't jiving with this person. I don't really like this person, so let me steer clear of this. And there may be somebody else that's like, oh, well, they've got amazing energy, and you're attracted to that, and you're like, oh my goodness, it's upbeat, and you're happy, and you're laughing. So those are ways that you can use and enhance those clairsentient abilities. Just be aware of energies that break your energy field, and be aware of what it makes you feel. How do you feel when you come in contact with an object or a person or a situation? Those are ways that we can use them in our daily lives and just kind of build and work on and enhance clairsentience. So now we're going to talk about clairaudience. Clairaudience is clear hearing. Clear hearing. So it is, again, not just hearing with the physical ear, but in the mind, in your mind. So the amazing, I really like this one. The amazing exercise that you can do to build on clairaudience is listening to music. It's my absolute favorite. I love doing this. Listen to music. But what I want you to do when you listen to music, I want you to pick out one instrument. One instrument. So for example, you can listen to your favorite band and pick out one instrument, say the bass guitar. And I want you to listen only to that bass guitar, tuning everything else out and only listening to that bass guitar throughout the whole song. Just that one instrument, every chord, every note. That builds your clairaudience because you are honing in on one sound, just one. So clairaudience is another one of those things that we have, and usually we're unaware of it. And I'll give you an example of that. So, for example, say you are hanging out with people and stuff like that, and or you might just be sitting at home alone and just watching TV, and all of a sudden it sounds like your name. Somebody called your name, or you heard a voice. I mean, did you actually hear that voice with your ears, or did you hear it in your mind? Sometimes we actually hear it with our ears, but if we ask somebody, did you hear that? And they're like, well, no, no. And it's like, oh, okay. So the other thing with clairaudience, when you're talking about mediumship, and they're talking to you, we're going to hear it in our mind. It's our voice in our head. Our voice in our head. Can it be someone else's voice? Well, of course. But usually it's going to be your voice in your head. So another thing with clairaudience is if you're talking to your guides and say you're asking them a question and, let's see if we can come up with something. Oh, so what do you think I should have for dinner? I'm not really sure. Do you have a suggestion? Now that sounds kind of silly, right? Do you have a suggestion? You're asking your guides. But that's what your guides are there for, to guide you. Nothing is silly. And it's a great way to be connected to them. Guides, spirit guides, are going to be a whole nother topic. But I'm going to use this for clairaudience. So say, for example, you're in the kitchen and you're kind of rummaging around and, and you're like, I don't know what I want. And then all of a sudden you hear some random thing in your head, spaghetti. And you're like, what? Spaghetti? Oh, huh. Great idea. Clairaudience. That's clairaudience. So here is another amazing exercise you can do to build on the clairaudience. And it's listening to people. When you listen to people's voices, and you can pick someone's voice and listen to it, next time you talk to your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your friend, listen to their voice. The pitch of their voice. Is it high? Is it low? Is it raspy? Is it monotone? All of those things. Is there any kind of quirkiness to it? But pay attention to a person's voice. And then sit back later and try to recall all of that. What it sounded like. What did it sound like? And try to recall that. That's building on the clairaudience. You can do that out in nature as well, with the sound of birds. You could try it with birds. The wind, water. Take in all of the sounds, and then later on, just sit back quietly and try to remember what every one of those sounds sounded like. Every little detail. There's one more exercise that you can do for clairaudience, and it's kind of interesting, and it's called free writing. So just writing freely writing, and you're not thinking about anything. You're just going to pick up a paper and pen, and you're just going to start writing. And you can start writing, I don't know what I want to write about. But you just keep writing, you keep writing, you keep writing. It doesn't matter. You just don't stop. There's no punctuation involved. You're not spelling, correct spelling anything. You're just writing, free writing. And you just start out with, oh, I have no idea what the heck I'm writing about, so this is called free writing, and I'm just going to write. But I really kind of want to know what the heck this is all about, and blah, 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 and just keep writing, keep writing, keep writing. And then all of a sudden things start to pop into your head. Things start to pop into your head. And you just write all that down. Don't analyze anything. Don't think about it. Just write it all down. Things pop into your head and just write it down. So what that is your guides talking to you, and you are hearing them. It's another form of clairaudience, of just kind of building and enhancing on that clairaudience. Now, free writing also then usually leads into automatic writing. And again, that's a whole nother topic. It's another class that I do. But again, these are things that, we kind of do in our daily lives sometimes. These are just amazing exercises that we can do to build, to enhance these amazing abilities we already have. So the next one I want to talk about is clairvoyance. Clairvoyance is clear seeing. Clear seeing. And again, can it be with the physical eyes? Yes. Most of the time it's going to be in your head. Some vision or picture or movie or whatever in your head. So, for example, and I'm going to give you an example of this. Red polka dot scarf. Red polka dot scarf. And the minute I said that, you probably had this image in your head of a red polka dotted scarf. So it was red. What shade of red? What color were the polka dots? Because I didn't say what color they were. Did it have fringes? Was it knitted? Was it fabric? You kind of had this image in your head of a red polka dotted scarf. Clairvoyance, clear seeing, and I'm sure you saw it pretty clearly, even if it was just briefly. Pretty amazing, right? So when people describe things to us, we get these images in our heads, right? They'll say something and we pull from our mind's data banks, what that is. That's clairvoyance. It's a form of clairvoyance. So there is a really amazing way that you can build and enhance clairvoyance. So one of the things that I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes and visualize a black screen, just a black screen, a big black movie screen. Now I want you to think of a moment in your life, a birthday party, a vacation, a dance, and I want you to replay that moment on this black screen, just like a movie. Just replay it. But I want you to pay close attention to the details, the colors, the textures, the smells, every little detail, every detail. How did it feel? What did it feel like? It's a beach. Oh, I remember that beach. Oh, that water was cold. Oh, but I remember the foam, and then there was the seaweed that washed up, and oh my goodness, I can still feel that on my feet. Ew, it was slimy, that kind of thing. I want you to visualize every moment. Make note of every little detail, everything that you can remember. It's an amazing exercise on clairvoyance because it kind of teaches you to hone in on the details, right? So the other thing is, you can visualize, close your eyes and visualize a shape. Pick a shape, a square. I want you to visualize that square. Just visualize that square. Visualize that square and hold that square. And you'll have to do this over and over and over again until you can hold that square in your mind clearly for at least 8 to 10 seconds. Then, once you have done that, add color. Add color. So take that same square and make it a color. Blue. A blue square. And I want you to hold that image for 8 to 10 seconds. And it's going to be a little bit more difficult sometimes. It's going to be a little bit more difficult. But again, you're honing in and you're teaching yourself to hold an image, to see things clearly in all the little details. All the little details. And then finally, one that you can do out and about in nature. So wandering around, pick up a stick or a leaf. And I want you to look at it, really look at it, feel it. Feel the bark on the stick, you know, the little branch. If there's bark on it, feel what that feels like. Are there little knobs on it? You know? What does it smell like? How does it feel? Is it hard? Is it soft? You know, does it break easily? What is the sound of that snap? Does it make a snap? You know, is it pliable? That leaf. Run your fingers over the veins of the leaf, the edges of it. How thick is it? How thin is it? The color. And then later on, sit back and visualize that stick or that leaf and see if you can recall every little detail of it. So amazing, amazing exercises that you can do to enhance, just totally enhance those abilities that we have. It's just amazing. All right, so the next two, Clairalience and Clairgustance. So these you can do separately or together. You can do them separately or together. So Clairalience is clear smelling. Clear smelling. So, for example, clear smelling. If I say to you to think of something that your mother or grandmother or someone cooked or baked, that is your absolute favorite. Your absolute favorite. Think of that. Immediately, your mouth probably started salivating and you kind of went, oh my gosh, I can taste that. I can smell it. Oh my gosh, it was so good. Clairalience, Clairgustance. Clairgustance, clear tasting. Clear tasting. It's amazing. So, you can do this again with anything. So, a lemon. Take a lemon. I have a lemon. I have a lemon. And I'm going to cut that lemon. And I'm going to cut it again. I'm going to pick up that piece, hold it up to my nose, Maybe I'm going to squeeze it a little bit. What is your reaction to that lemon? I like lemons. But yeah, they can be a little bit, I don't know. Taste a lemon and see. Okay, so I want you to do these exercises because these are great. And you can use fruits and vegetables. So I want you to, I don't know, let's just pick something. So we'll pick a pretzel, a snack pretzel. And I want you to really look at it, feel it, and then taste it. Is it salty? Is it rough? Is it sweet? Is it hot? Is it cold? Is it hard? All of that stuff. Is it watery? Is it dry? And it just kind of, when you think about food, not only does it make you hungry, but when you think about food, the textures of food, and how they smell when they're raw or when they're cooked, the consistency of it, all of that goes right into the Clairgustance, the tasting and the smelling. Now again, perfume is another one, the Clairalience for the smelling. Perfume, you can get phantom smells. And I had amazing phantom smells. There was one time where Angel stepped in and I got this amazing scent of freesia. Oh my gosh. It took me a long time to actually find a candle that was just freesia with nothing else combined. Oh my goodness. So amazing. That amazing scent that came through just sort of made me go out and hunt down a candle that was just freesia. It was that amazing. It left such an amazing, stimulating, high vibrational, lovingly wonderful impression on me. So scents, and taste and smells and all of that wonderful stuff. So I actually have something here that I want you to hone in on. All right, I have this cup, and there is something under this cup, and I want you to hone in on it. I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to just kind of feel into what is under this cup. What is the shape of it? What is the texture? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? The color? All of that. And I want you to write it all down. Write it all down. So I'm going to give you some time to hone in on this. Again, don't analyze it, just whatever comes to you, just hone in on what is under this cup. Every little detail. All right, you ready? Did you get it right? What did you get right? What did you get right? Did you hone in on the colors of the sticker? Did you hone in that it wasn't quite ripe? This amazing orange? What did it taste like? You see how bumpy and rough that is? Was it sweet? Did it taste sweet? Did you hone in on this stem part? The lines? It's amazing. And you can do that. You can do that with anything. So now that you've kind of got a bunch of exercises for all of these amazing clairs, now I want you to think back on everything that we just talked about. And I want you to think about how all of those senses come together. We can break them apart, but they all come together. Feel it, see it, smell it, taste it. All of that, right? Or did you just know? Did you just know? It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So work on your clairs. If you have any questions at all, you can reach me at spiritteammarianne@gmail.com or Spirit Team Marianne on Instagram, Facebook. You can find me on Facebook and send me a message. You can comment on this video. But if you have any questions, reach out. If you are interested in learning more, contact me. I always have classes that are coming up, and I do one-on-one classes. They seem to be much more beneficial. My prices are really reasonable because, learning this stuff does not need to break the bank. So I want to thank you, and love and light. And again, spiritteammarianne@gmail.com. I'm Marianne Gilson, Spirit Team Marianne on Facebook. And I will see you next time. Enjoy the journey, and maybe an orange. Bye.